think totally. Olsen said he was sportsman. Huh? Said he was sportsman. That one's nice. That's what we put in there. That's now, yeah, that's good.
It's saying rotate the dice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're live.
Okay. Put that off.
This way? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. It still says. Can you see how it looks?
Oh, I know why.
What?
Did you start filming this way?
No.
And then you did this? You started sideways?
I thought I did, yeah.
Yeah, once you start in one way, you can't switch.
Well, that's what I'm
So
wondering.
what are you seeing?
I don't see anything.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can start and stop or whether it has to be that way. If that's the case, we can fix that.
All right, we're live.
Let's fix it. We're live, so let's fix it.
All right.
I see Mark. There you go.
Hold that. Doing this.
There's like a 5-second delay.
Why don't you start and talk?
So we're just giving time for people to show up.
Right, we're here with Coach Mark from the Fresno Ice Dogs and Logan Milliken. We're at Cigar Fino, a very fine cigar shop, and we're live on YouTube. So we're just gonna have a conversation tonight. We're gonna talk about. So you guys had a game on Saturday night. So how did it start out? It looked like it started out pretty bad.
Yeah, it was not our typical start, that's for sure. I thought we played with a lot of distraction. Played in a rink that wasn't probably real conducive to playing hockey. But after the first period, we made some adjustments, had a nice game, and scored 4 goals in the second period after scoring the first goal. And ended up with 5 goals in 2 periods, and we were up 5-4 after 2 periods. So game continued in our favor into the third, and we were up 7-4 with about 3 minutes left, and the wheels fell off again, and we ended up giving up 3 goals in a minute, and tied the game, and called a timeout, and again settled the boys down, and right after the timeout, they went right down, scored, and then Logan netted an empty netter and for a 6th goal of the game, and we ended up winning 9-7. So it was a battle, and it was something that I think we needed. The games have been pretty easy for us, so it's good to be tested.
Obviously, you don't want to lose the game, but experiencing something like that's going to make them better. Because next time they're down a couple of goals.
Yeah, I mean we've been down 1, we've been down 2 before, but to get down 3, it was a pretty hostile crowd, so it was a good atmosphere. And I think it was something we needed, and it was a good test for us. And you know, I'm just really impressed with these guys. You know, Logan's the only veteran, and the rest of these guys being new to the college game and playing in their first college season, that they just seem to not get, you know, overwhelmed, and they find a way. And it's a great thing to be able to coach these young men, knowing that, you know, there's a lot to improve upon, but they're a good hockey team. We're winning hockey games, and we're only going to get better.
So, for people that are not too familiar with the Ice Dogs, so tell us a little bit about who the Ice Dogs are and who plays on the Ice Dogs, what sort of kids you have, and
sure.
It's a college team.
It's a college exhibition team, and what we've done is we're recruiting all of these young men to come in and play hockey at Fresno State. Some of them have to go through City College to get to Fresno State. Some of them are at Fresno State. But while we are trying to recruit this team and get enough guys at Fresno State to be able to have our own Fresno State team, we've recruited the Ice Dogs, formed the Ice Dogs, so that these young men who have come in this year have a team to play for and get to play college hockey games while they're here. In the meantime, I'm still recruiting Fresno State. And so these guys are just playing games as the Ice Dogs, as an exhibition team. And we're going to get Logan comes over to Fresno State next year. He transfers in. There's about 4 other of these players that come over. There's 3 players that are at Fresno State right now, and then I've got 17 young men that have applied for Fresno State for next year. I also have 6 international players that are looking to come in next year. They'll be applying starting in January. Everybody shows up, makes it, gets into Fresno State. Then we're looking at having a true Fresno State team next year, about 27, 28 guys.
Tony here actually used to play on Fresno State. Tell us a little bit, like what years did you play? Was it a similar team you had back then?
Yeah, it was a house. We started back in, what was it?
91?
90, yeah. It was 94, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was basically a house league. Or not a house league, I'm sorry, a club team.
Club team.
And so we played similar schools. We played UC Davis, San Diego State. And it was a club team. We're trying to grow it, trying to get to where you've got it now. So it's good to see that the programs continue. It took some time off, and that it's continued to survive and now flourish.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. It'd be good to see it move forward.
Yeah. There's some pretty good hockey players coming in there next year. Some really good
Sounds
hockey
like
players coming in here. So it's going to be a lot of fun here. The next 5-6 years is going to be a lot of fun watching these young men grow and the talent that's coming in and playing. Some of the guys off the Monsters are coming over, and we've actually got a young man that's applied out of New Hampshire who's coming in, and so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these young men in the next few years. And I'm a firm believer that this team has the capability of making a national title run the next 3 or 4 years.
Now, Logan, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into hockey and how you ended up with Mark.
Well, I just grew up here, like when I was younger. I think I played squirts and 1 year PE here. I guess I played roller hockey before anything. My dad always took me those. And then we started going to the hockey games, kind of just like no brainer. Started on the ice, and that's how it began. And then I think 2005 I moved to North Dakota, played all my youth in high school out there. And then played at a junior college for 2 years in North Dakota, and then went to NCAA Division III school in Wisconsin, Northland, and then just came back home out here, and then I got in touch with Mark. I think it just kind of fell in place.
It was a good fit. It's great that there was a team and putting a team together. And
He's our captain. He's been a great leader for us. I'm always that kind of guy that likes to find out who's going to lead these guys by example. And the first practice of the year, I look out and Logan's on the ice 15-20 minutes before practice, and he's working skill work and that kind of thing. And then every day was the same thing. And as the weeks went on, more and more of the guys were following his lead and getting out on the ice and doing the same thing. So it was a natural fit for him to lead this team. Plus, he's got the experience and that type of thing. So it's been a real good fit to have Logan here, and I'm really happy that we were able to get him here.
And I think you mentioned earlier that your main group of guys, they're going to be together for 3-4 years.
Yeah, this team here, this Ice Dogs team here, once everybody gets to Fresno State, they're going to be here for about 3 or 4 years together.
That's what,
It's going to be
really
really
going
good.
to be beneficial for sure.
Yeah, and then with that said, then you got all these young men that are coming in next year. They'll be a part of that. So then it's one of those things where we can recruit in 6 players every year. We lose 6 players every year, so that group of 24 to 18 kids are here every year. So we only add 6 to the mix every year. So it makes it a real good core and a good foundation.
So, Logan, when you go from like a D3 school, NCAA playing, and you go to the club, not a club team, but the team that you're on now, the kids haven't had that experience or whatnot. How was it like getting them up to par, or how was it just gelling with your line mates and with the team? Was it a difficult transition?
No, it was actually really easy. I mean, we have some skilled guys, and I didn't really know what to expect coming in right away, but the guys on my line, they really well at skating, passing the puck, shooting. They do their job well, and it makes it easy on me. And I didn't have to transition at all.
Well, so sufficient talent to compete at NCAA level, you think?
Yeah, some of the guys.
Hey, Coach, I got a question from the cameraman.
Sure.
And it's just a general coaching question, not so much from this last game. But when you see a quick barrage by the other team, in this case 3 goals, what goes into your decision about pulling a goalie, not pulling a goalie, because it's a head game as well, isn't it?
It is, and I think you got to read your team. I think a lot of it has to be how is your team playing, how are they behaving. I didn't think our goalie was playing bad, but I decided to pull him after the third goal because I felt that the team needed some kind of change. We needed to flip momentum somehow, and so we put Chris Soul back in. He's normally our starting goaltender, and I wanted to give Ben an opportunity to play. He played really well for us when we played our first 2 games in Santa Clara and San Francisco State. And so he hadn't seen any action since then, so I wanted to give him some time, but we just weren't playing. And unfortunately, he gave up 3 goals real quick, and so I thought, maybe we need to change something. So put Chris in, and then Logan scored right away, probably within 40 seconds putting Chris in, and made it to 3-1. And then unfortunately, they got one with about, it was like 3 seconds left or something like that, and made it 4-1 going into the period. And it was one of those things. I didn't go in and yell at the guys after. Logan just came in real calm, said, "Guys, look, this is what's going on." And I could tell these guys were all amped up. They were worried.
Right.
They were worried about everything else going on except what they can control. And going in and ranting and raving wasn't going to be the answer. It was going to have to be, "Hey guys, look, let's just calm this thing down. Get back to the basics. Get back to what you can control." And you just got to read your team. And we responded in the second period. We came out like gangbusters, and we were all over.
Yeah, Logan.
Okay,
go ahead.
Sometimes you want to pull the goalie just so he doesn't. I mean, if the team's not playing well and the goalie is, you don't want to get him shelled.
Correct.
Right? Because I know when
Speaking like a goalie.
Yeah.
speaking from experience, you could be having a good game, and after that, then your next coming up game, you're like, oh crap, what do you do? So sometimes it's, at least in my experience, you pull him just to give him a break as well.
Sure.
But I always looked at it from a goalie standpoint, like, you protect the goalie, but I never thought about it, like, just like changing the dealer at the casino. Yeah. Give the team a different look. Like, okay, now we got to do this. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Because you've had a lot of games where you've only gone with one goalie. There's no backup, so this gives you, obviously, in a game like this.
It was really good to have a second goalie there. We're really glad Ben made the trip. Really wish it had worked out differently for Ben, but like I said, I don't think you played bad. We just didn't have it in front of him, and I couldn't take the chance of getting farther down without doing something to change it. So that's why I made that change.
Come back.
Yeah.
One thing we want to do here is, and this is our first showing, obviously, it's not an interview, it's a conversation. So anybody jump in at any time. My question to you is, I played college football, and long bus rides, but hockey is a whole different animal. How do you go from a 4.5-hour bus trip to get your legs underneath you, mentally ready? I mean, if you kind of walk through that process, because I'm sure, because maybe not right now, this can be replayed again and again. Some of our younger folks here in Fresno, eventually they're going to do that. I mean, so how do you get yourself and your body ready? And
I don't know, it's hard. I mean, especially when you play at 9 at night, you're on the bus all day. I guess it's just more that you prepare all week, that you're mentally prepared. If you're mentally prepared, your body will show up too. I think it's all about what you do before the game too. Most guys have been warmed up. They get ready for the game. So, I mean, that 4-hour brush trip probably has a little bit of fatigue, but most of you guys are pretty prepared and know what they need to do beforehand. So.
excellent.
I think it helps too, though, that we get to games about 2 hours prior to ice time. So these guys have an opportunity to stretch their legs. They can get out and they play seed, and that kind of stuff. And they're out doing what they do, stretch, and they can get around and loosen their legs up a little bit. So
The best part is back-to-back games. Those are the fun ones. When you put your gear on, it's still wet from the time before.
Or like our tournament in Vegas, we were wearing wet gear. We had 2 games in one day, and we're like a couple hours apart. So everyone's
There's
putting
nothing
wet gear
worse
on.
than that. Especially when you're like you said, 9 o'clock night game, and your next game is early in the morning.
Yeah.
Or it's just cold and it's all
Yeah.
it's all pasty.
Yeah.
Because I know with the youth program, sometimes you hear some of the coaches, and Tony, his coach, was a head coach with our squirt team as well. It's tough to teach them how to travel, right? Because there's no one answer, especially if you don't have them on a bus together.
Right.
And again, no flying flags either way, but
it's tough when
you look
you're
at
youth hockey because you're traveling with parents.
Right.
We have the ability. We're traveling by bus, so we're together on the bus, and I can control, when we get there, and when we don't get there. But when you're traveling with parents, it's what they eat.
The main thing that I noticed too is that when I was coaching, I would tell everybody, make sure you hydrate. Because at home, commercial, let me go grab something to drink. Right. In a hotel, you rarely do that. So you actually just without playing, without doing anything, you actually dehydrate yourself. Yeah. So it was hard on make sure you're drinking a lot, especially on road games. Yeah.
And these guys are pretty good. They have these big water jugs that they carry around, gallon jugs, and they're drinking water all the time.
I haven't been around the team. I've noticed that they work well together off the ice as well. There's no bad apple in there, it seems like. How important is it that the kids get along together?
Well, team chemistry is everything, on and off the ice. And these guys are probably the tightest knit group I've seen in a long time. I mean, I've been around a lot of hockey teams, and these guys are tight. I mean, they come to each other's rescue, and even when they probably shouldn't, they're out there coming to each other's rescue. But it's really fun to watch these guys. And I stay out of the locker room as much as I can. This is their team, their locker room, and I let them kind of do their own thing as long as they're representing, the universities and the city and ourselves to the utmost respect and then I let these guys do what they do and I think they respect that. They enjoy that I don't get involved with them too much. But doesn't mean I don't beat them a little bit and chirp with them a little, and they give it right back to me. So it's a good combination right now, and I really like where everything's headed.
What do you do when you have? This is a good question for both of you guys. When you have, like you said, you guys are a tight knit group. Trade happens, you get another guy from the opposing team that you don't like, but yet he's getting his ass beat. Mm-hmm. What do you do? You still got to go in and defend him, right? I mean,
well, you still, yeah,
you still got to, help him out.
When I was playing pro, it was one of those things that I didn't get along with all my teammates. Yeah. There were some guys that guys that we were tight as can be, and there was other guys that we just didn't get along. But when you walked in that ring, that's my brother, and we're gonna go out there and play, and we're family, and we're gonna. If something's going down, I'm going to be the first one to have your back, and he was the first one to have my back, type thing. But then off the ice, we just, stayed away. Go over there. Yeah, go our separate ways. But, and it's kind of like that. But these guys get along, right? I mean, we had a video on our Facebook the other day about, we were in San Diego and had some time to kill, and these guys went over to Target, got a football. Yeah. And they're playing parking lot football in the Target parking lot, and it's just everyone's laughing and having a great time.
Get a sauce game. You really want to see something. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
Yeah,
the sauce toss?
Yeah.
See, look, it gets so competitive.
Yeah. So one thing people hear about hockey is that it's most sports, but mostly hockey is full of superstitions. Oh yeah. I put my left sock on before my right sock, and so we'll start with you, Logan. Any superstitions that you have or that you would want to share?
Probably everything. No, I guess like game day rituals, like you try to do exactly the same thing you did before the next game. You keep everything the same. I guess I'm weird and I always like to be the rink early. Get warmed up, take my stick a certain way. Put it in the same spot every time. Put my gear on right to left, everything, and just a certain way. Usually pretty much it.
How about you, Tony? Or you just a goalie?
You do this whole game ritual and everything else, and then you go out and get shelled. Well, that didn't work out. It's just like a vegetarian that dies young, right? Obviously that didn't work, so why do it again? So I would do like kind of the same meal. That was the only thing I did, just so it wasn't something really heavy.
Right.
But otherwise, I didn't do much superstitious. One of the other guys on the team that I played with, I never watched this under, and he won, and every time, these things are horrid. They were supposed to, good old whitey tighties. Yeah, they were yellow as could be. I was like, dude, just do it, please. So yeah, no.
I would never.
His lucky underwear.
I would never wash my jersey. Yeah. If things were going well, don't wash the jersey. Yeah.
That was mine too with college football.
I was going to wash all the goals out of it.
Yeah.
No. Can't do it.
I did it until.
I had jerseys that could stand by themselves in the corner.
No.
And
that's the worst.
So the boys are now on basically vacation.
Yes.
So tell us what's going to be happening in the next month. You have, I believe, a showcase coming up.
Yeah, so the boys are on a month-long vacation, basically. They're getting taking care of finals and that kind of thing, and then holiday break, so they can go home, be with their families, and that type of thing. I'm a family-first guy, so I want these guys to have time with their family. And then I'm heading next week to the Western States Hockey League Showcase, which is in Las Vegas. The 30 teams in the Monsters League is all in Vegas, so I'll be going over there to recruit, and then taking a couple weeks off to be with my family for the holidays. And then we have a...
is that like global?
It's similar to global, except for the teams actually play games that count on their record. So these games all count. Each team will play 3 games while they're there, over 3 days.
Kind of like a tournament style.
It's like a showcase tournament.
Showcase,
But
yeah.
they,
All the college
instead of there's over 100 college scouts and coaches that are there.
So the teams are playing together with their own teams.
Yes. And they play the other teams. Like Fresno plays Springfield in their first game. I can't remember who they played the second game, but then they turn around and they play Lake Top.
So that should actually benefit you guys. Well, I
Yes.
guess it benefits everybody because you're already gelled as a group. You're playing well. Unlike global, you get a number on your chest or on your back,
Yeah,
and
you
they
play with
put
a
you on
bunch
the
of guys,
team,
yeah.
and off you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, these actually count on their records. So
Oh, nice.
these games will count.
That'd
So
be
that'll be
interesting.
fun. And
A lot
then
of
we're
talent.
going to have a mini prospects camp on December 27th and 28th. The guys from this year's team, the Ice Dogs, will be participating in that, as well as guys who have applied but haven't had the chance to get a campus tour yet, or guys who are interested in coming in. They'll be coming in. Even the kid from New Hampshire will be flying in. So I'll be leading everybody on a campus tour on the 27th, and we'll play at 10:45 in the morning both days for an hour. Just basically a pickup game, and let these guys have some fun and play, and then we'll evaluate some talent that's coming in, and should be pretty fun. And then we get back after it as the Ice Dogs practice on January 9th, and our first game back is at home January 19th against UC San Diego. The team that we went down there a couple weeks ago and played, and beat 6-2 and 5-1, I think it was. So played really well down there. It was a good, probably our first weekend that we played an actual 2 60-minute games.
And if you're out there, being a hockey fan, you really want to come out and watch the Ducks.
Right.
They are a good team to watch. And obviously, in Fresno, we don't have a professional team, and these guys are close to very high level. So it's something, if you're in the area, make sure you come down and check these guys out. So,
They're a fun group to watch. I enjoy coaching these guys because they're so skilled and talented, and nothing gets to them. I mean, this team seems to just bounce back from anything.
well, you're down
put in
4-1
front of them.
after one. It's easy
Yeah.
to mail it in. And
It
go for
very easily.
Yeah.
Going down 3-0 right away could have mailed it in.
Then Logan takes over.
They come back after the period, and they just regrouped, and they came right back after it, and a totally different team. It was night and day.
Yeah.
And so fun to watch these guys play, and it's really a pleasure to coach these guys.
Now, not putting you on the spot, and then they put you on the spot. That's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, as he does.
But you're down 3-0, and you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking it all. We're undefeated, and we're not going to get this blot on the record.
I mean, that's always there.
Yeah, so I do too. I admit it. Yeah.
I'm more thinking about the boy, like the guys on the team. Like I don't want them to be down either. Like 'cause we're all gonna be down as a group. So going in like just at 3-0 and like seeing how calm they are. I've never played on a team where usually people pack it in. It's like, oh, we're down.
Right.
But I never seen them so calm and like we started just chipping away and came back. And you just want to be there for the boys and make sure you win no matter what.
You know, I mean, one thing, and it's not hyperbole, that we hear all the time about you is, besides how, well you do on the ice, the stuff you do off the ice, the natural leader, the captain. And, one thing at Fresno Hockey Talk is we try to talk about hockey at all levels. And you're doing the Panthers right now, Coach Mark. And, so for that person who's thinking about or wanting to be a captain or selected a captain, obviously there's no template to it, but what would you tell them? Hey, you want to be captain? Here's your job. Like, here's what you should do. Best practices. Because there's some kids that are gonna be watching this over and over all week.
I mean, I don't know because I never really consider myself a leader. I mean, I guess I consider myself like an on ice like example. Like I'm not gonna tell you anything unless I need to. But I mean that's more of the coach's job. If you're a talker and a speaker and you could motivate people, then go that route. But my route is more. I want you to follow the way I play the game, what I do on and off.
So coach, kind of flip that to you. That's a great point. You know, obviously the variables that you would look for at different levels to be a captain are different. So talk a little bit about youth hockey and when you pick a captain, do you do by vote or is it like what are you looking for? So if somebody one day I want to be the Marc Messier.
I've never been a big fan of letting the kids vote or team vote captains because it now becomes a popularity thing. It doesn't necessarily mean the guy's a leader.
Right.
You've got vocal leaders. I mean, Logan made a good point. We've got guys on our team who are vocal leaders. So I thought Kimo did a wonderful job this weekend.
Great guy.
Of really just getting guys fired up and keeping them pumped up and keeping the negativity out of it, keeping positive flow going. And Logan's one of those guys that he's going to lead by example. He's going to tell these guys, show them on the ice. So this is how you play the game. This is how you prepare. And that kind of thing. And I thought for this first season, that's what was the most important for this team, is to see somebody who knows how to prepare and has played at this level and is going to go out there and give it 100% all the time, never quit. He's always in the game. He's always focused. He's always making the right play. He's always, and the puck finds him because he gets into the ice, gets into those open areas. And those are things that a lot of these young men who haven't played at the higher level, even though they're skilled, they haven't played at that level. That was the example I wanted them to see. So Logan became a natural fit to be captain. But I'm just the kind of guy that I got to see how the team is. I don't pick captains right away. I want to see what's going to happen. You never know.
It's not necessarily your best player.
It's not.
In this case, he is the highest scorer, but sometimes it's not good.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Could be a grinder, a checking guy that is the leader, and he's going to go out with a big hit that's going to turn the momentum. So it just depends. You got to read your team. You just got to know what you got.
Now, Tony, I might be mistaken. With you, with youth hockey, you don't believe in captains, right?
I don't. Not when they're kids. No, I don't. Have
So
captains.
what age would like?
Probably once they get into high school, when you start seeing who's like you said, like a natural leader. Because before then, like Mark said, it's a popularity contest, right? And like, well, he's the captain, he's the highest scorer. No, like there's no captain. I'm the captain of the team. I'm the coach. My assistants are my assistant captains. Done. That way, there's no competition between the kids, nothing else. And what I've always done is I've always had a competition with the squad. It's like, okay, I'm gonna buy you a hockey stick, and the winner of the competition gets the hockey stick. So kids are, whoever gets the most goals. Right. Wrong. Whoever gets the most assists.
Right.
So then they're not shooting the puck all the time and being selfish. Now they're like, shoot, now I got to pass.
Right.
And it's worked out great. The kids will go down. When I was coaching Alex, Alex, when he was little, they 2-on-none breakaway. Neither one would shoot the puck because they wanted the assist.
They wanted the assist.
Yeah, and I'm on the bench yelling shoot, and they're like passing it back and forth in front of the goal.
Well, they're competitive.
Exactly. No, that's. I mean, I agree with you. It's, I don't necessarily think that at the youth level that it needs a captain, but when you start getting into the midget tier hockey and that kind of thing, that's when you start looking at some leaders and who's going to lead and that kind of thing. But
oftentimes it's the one that doesn't want to be captain, right?
Usually,
like Logan, like you said, I don't really see myself as a leader. That got the job.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it just depends. I mean, sometimes it's that vocal guy. It's that guy that's going to be the big rah-rah guy, And,
right. It depends on the team, like you said.
It depends on the team.
So, we said we'll leave you guys to 30 minutes. I know you got some stuff to do, and then we're going to bring in Moses. And we'll hope to have you guys back many times. I mean, this is going to be... why don't you tell everybody, and even though by the time they see this a couple times it'll have already happened, what are you doing tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning I'll be co-hosting the Kiss Country 93.7 morning show with Jody Joe. Jody Joe and Ollie Charlie, good friends of mine, and Charlie's in Australia right now, so he left last week for vacation. So I was in there a few weeks ago to do a little segment with him, and Jody asked me, he said, well, Charlie's going to be gone, why don't you come in and co-host the morning show with me? And I'm like, sure. So I'll be on from about 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow on the radio, I don't know, maybe get myself in trouble pushing buttons and that kind of stuff and see what'll happen. But
playing polka music or something.
Here, let's take some calls. No calls. No,
hopefully we don't have to hit the censor button too much.
Put some rap music on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that'll be fun. So we'll do that tomorrow morning.
And Logan, for the holidays, what do you got planned?
Work.
What do you do?
I work at an AC company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
That's what we're doing.
Get his grade, keep his grades up for the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you work for?
Johnson.
And my heater needs some fixing.
Well,
Keep you
excellent.
busy.
And anything you'd like to say to close this out? I'm going to bring Moses over. You'll see me in the background, folks.
We're very excited, and like I said, if you want to see these guys play, January 19th, Gateway Ice Center at
5:30.
5:30.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great team, undefeated, very high level, and you won't be disappointed if you come to the game. So these guys are a great bunch of guys, coached by a very experienced coach. So great team to watch.
Thank you. Logan, good luck.
Thanks.
Probably be calling you, get my heater fixed. Alrighty. I think we're gonna segue out to Moses Souza, who's the owner of Cigar Mas Fino.
Yes.
I went to school with his sister. I did not date his sister, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. But I do remember.
Here's Moses. Say hi, Moses.
Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome.
So anyway, you guys can hear me. We got Logan here, as you know. We got Coach Mark Hout. And we have the owner of Cigar Mas Fino. This is a place that I've been a member of since 2009. In fact, we have a holiday party coming this Saturday. So don't be here 4 to 7. You can't get in, only for members. So Mo, maybe you want to talk a little bit about the family-owned business that you have here. You know, we'll be here every Monday around this time. And Tony, you enjoying that Ava?
Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite smokes, and that's nice, larger gauge that Alvin normally doesn't
Maybe
make.
talk a little bit about that and whatever. The floor is yours.
This is true. Well, we've been here with family owned, me and my father, and my sister actually. Going on 12 years. It's been good to us. It's fun. It's like one big, huge man cave.
It's great.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's hold on. While you say that, let's take a look around at the man cave here.
Cool, huh?
I'm not getting out of these chairs.
No.
Oh, dude.
That right there is actually the fire chair, because you'll fall asleep and drop your cigar.
Absolutely.
Well, me being around here every day, I already know not to sit in these things. Because I truly will fall asleep. I
Yep.
get too comfortable.
Exactly.
So for many years, everybody knows I used to sit up there and they're like, why don't you join us down here? I won't get up. Too comfy. But anyhow, yeah, this is us. We welcome you gentlemen, for the things you guys are bringing to the table over here, and we want to be a part of it. And you guys are more than welcome to partner up and use the facility. I appreciate it, actually.
You might notice Tony comes in sometimes when everyone's watching football or watching hockey.
That's right. Yeah, tell him that story.
I was just talking about it. This gentleman over here, Tony would come barging in with his backpack and he puts all his books, but remote first. Yeah. Gotta have a hockey game. Or we'll come in the mornings and we'll turn on the TVs to put on some games or something. And, the hockey guys are here.
Because it's on the NHL network.
Yeah.
We switched. It was Game 7 of the World Series. We went back and forth.
Oh, that's true.
It was.
Game 7 and he's watching hockey. But
Priorities.
So what do you guys got here? We got some cigars that we're gonna kind of do a little quick review of. We got the Avo Classic, which Tony's having right here. This is a Dominican-made cigar, very, very famous cigar. This guy's been around for a long, long time.
One of my favorites.
Great reputation. It's a Dominican blend.
Actually, remember, I always ask you, where's the? We don't have any avos. I'd always come in and ask for an avo. Yeah, in the locker.
You know, we had Avo when we first opened, and then cigars come and go, and what's hot, what's not, and it's for somehow it got overlooked, but we brought it back, and it's been a big hit again, and it's a truly good stick. We got also some Rocky Patel. Somebody might be smoking here. It's private seller. Now this gentleman right here, Rocky, he's done some huge things in the cigar world.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 15, he's been stirring the ships. He's kind of
Came out of nowhere.
and this guy is just nonstop. And what's cool about him is Rocky was a lawyer by trade before he got into the cigar business. And with all these, regulations and stuff when it comes to tobacco and the government, he leads the charge, which is pretty cool because he knows the law. So he's right there lobbying with the best of them, and he kind of stirs the ship for the cigar world. He's been here quite a few times, and great friend, and I'm happy what he does and what he does for us as well.
With that, like you said, the lobbying and everything else, one of the things that's hurting with the cigars, right, is the cigar tax that came through. So that, people don't realize that, it's a cigar, it's a luxury, it's this, that, or the other. No, this is a mom and pop. You, your sister, your dad have this, and these guys over here that you see, we'll do a quick pan because they may be not supposed to be here. They're here all the time, and it's a hangout, and it's
it's like their home.
Yeah, and it's affecting small businesses, right?
By all means, it affects the small business, small guy like us. For all of our rights to have a cigar, and they're trying to little by little take that from us, taxing the hell out of it, but our members, our core family here, our core guys, they help keep us afloat. They're like, nope, I don't care how the taxes, we're gonna enjoy what we have the right to enjoy, and because we're a dying breed, man. These true cigar lines like what this is, they're far in between. I mean, they're very rare to find one like this.
Why don't you tell the public, as we're growing, I mean, we got 500 Facebook people, 400 on Instagram, growing on Google Plus. What's going on December 29th here?
December 29th, we're having a comedy night. We just started doing comedy. We're trying to get this to be a full-time comedy club on Fridays or every other Friday, but we're trying to get to that level. We have a friend of ours, Danny Minch, who's a promoter here in town, and he has this circuit that comes through constantly. He has a couple spots here in town. But
Danny,
he come in here one day and he's like, "Oh, you smoke? We gotta do something here." Yeah. So we're pounding away at that, and he's doing a really good job. And we're converting this on Fridays to a comedy club. And Friday, the 26th, we're gonna have another comedy night here.
that's awesome because you're full everything, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So this is awesome because where else can you go get entertainment
Comedy,
with a beer and a cigar?
Beer and cigar in
And
the
good
same
people.
room in California.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
super
love it.
rare.
Watch any sporting event.
Full
That's right.
Wi-Fi.
Full Wi-Fi, 6 TVs. It's good stuff. Good times here, man.
And you don't have to be a member to come in to see it?
No, you do not. Nope. We just ask maybe support, buy a beer and a cigar, and you use the facility.
Yeah.
That's how we.
Well, that's the thing is it's not just about smoking a cigar. It's not just coming in here, grab a cigar, and leave. You're coming in, and it's an ambiance thing. It's just kind of like Cheers.
Yeah.
You come in, Norm sits at the end of the bar, right? And just
Oh, yeah.
the same thing here. People sit here and talk, and the
Just don't
cigar
sit in
is.
Tony's chair.
Yeah, just don't sit in the chair. Don't change the channel from hockey.
I mean, really, like you're sitting in leather and you're enjoying it, the ambience, the experience of it. It kind of beats a lawn chair in the garage,
Yeah. Exactly.
I know we'll let you go. We're going to move on, but Coach has something for you.
Yeah. I wanted to thank you for doing this and bringing us in here. So we have some of the vintage jerseys that were used before and that kind of thing. So wanted to present you with that so that you have it. And hopefully you can
Nice.
wear it. Yeah.
Man, dude, hey, thank you.
You got
This is
it.
awesome. I'm gonna have to figure some way to get this box to put up somewhere.
Yeah.
This is cool. Thank you.
You got
Appreciate
it, man.
it.
You got it.
Part of the family.
Thank you.
And everybody, that will conclude our first of many. And thank you so much. And you can look for us anywhere. FresnoHockeyTalk.com, FHT. We're covering the Barracuda. We're covering the Ice Dogs. We're covering the Monsters, the Peony Monsters, the Junior Monsters, the Banker Monsters. Any and all things out there. Covering the ice skating and more to come. And our power comes from you. Come down, see me at Cigar Fino, see the people here, have a beer, have a smoke, enjoy yourself, and we just have conversations this time next week. So this is Darren signing off for Tony, for Serge, for Mark, for Logan, and for the owner here, Moses. Adios.
Yeah.
See, I told you something. Just